While I was in between projects, Saplows' beta Minecraft server came back from its several month-long hiatus, and there has been a slight surge in player activity, so I figured I would recap some of the recent events that have happened on the server, as well as some of the events just before the server went offline, as they were not covered in my last video. Saplows' Minecraft server, or Full Block Fence, is a server that started on alpha and progressively updates to newer versions. Each week, the community votes on whether to progress to the next version or stay on the current version. If you wish to join the server, I will link a video that describes the specific join method in the description, and I will also link Saplows' Discord, where the server's voting takes place. Now, without further ado, let's begin. When we last left off, the server was on Alpha 1.1.0 and is now on Beta 1.3. The server only really resurged around Beta 1.1.0, so let's first cover the events prior to Beta. Firstly, a history lesson on the invention of fire. In the last video, I described the process by which items would be stored and saved before chests and inventories became server-side. Essentially, to save an item, it could not be kept in a chest or inventory, and would have to be placed down, or for items that could not be placed down, thrown into unloaded chunks. What I didn't say was what was stored this way. There was the typical stuff, equipment, minerals, tools, but for me it was fire. In Herobrine Real's 69's cheat engine escapade, described in the last video, where he made bedrock and some other things, some fire ended up coming into existence. Fire couldn't be placed, and inventories of course didn't work, but I realized I could throw the fire into unloaded chunks, then pick it back up when the functionality became available. And it worked. Think I'm smart? Don't worry, you won't in a few minutes. Anyway, we got to Alpha 1.1.0, I retrieved my fire, and distributed it to Mr. McBricks and MYZNTY, who I'll just call Fox. We made a group, walked a few thousand blocks away from spawn, and built a base. I crafted some of the fire into chainmail, but then due to an inventory bug, the fire was deleted, leaving me with only the chainmail. Me, Bricks, Fox, Lumpology, and Herobrine Real decided to dig a really long tunnel on the x-axis, which ended up being around 13,000 blocks long. After digging up and exiting the tunnel, we decided to start walking to the Farlands, which most of us promptly gave up, except Mr. McBricks, who, while didn't make it to the Farlands, did end up being the first person to get over 100,000 blocks away from the spawn. I decided that I had way too much loot on me, so I built a bunker out in the middle of nowhere where I stored every valuable thing that I owned. Luckily, I took a screenshot of the cords, then promptly lost the screenshot of the cords. So somewhere out there's just a bunker filled with some pretty pog loot. At some time in late alpha, unknown SFR joins, makes a cool base, and cooks up some really illegal shit, yo, but Saplows fine with it. Also, I don't remember all the cool things he made, so I'll just put some pictures up on screen. I got bored and went to flatten spawn with Saplow, then it got griefed by hackers. Twice. Okay, maybe 3 times. Saplow got tired of people joining and hacking in items to grief the server, so he temporarily disabled TNT, and also put up a whitelist. Now the hiatus starts, it's a hiatus time. The server updates to Alpha 1.2.3, then 1.2.3_05, then 1.2.5, then 1.2.6. Oh yeah, then there's... And hey, the hiatus is over and we can get into the actual recent events. Oh wait, the video is almost over. Okay, let's go. Okay, time to speedrun this shit. So it's Beta 1.1 and Saplow decides to walk out 4,000 blocks away from spawn and build a base. A few people join the base, like me, Mr. McBricks, who died like 200k out and just decided to join. Unknown, Herobrine Real, whose name is Aaliyah now, don't worry, it's not important. Enderboss, he's got a YouTube channel, check it out, and that's also not important. And then the new people, like Gillen and Final Exception, and everyone builds stuff and it's great. Saplow built a Menger sponge and some weird glass shit. Unknown built a house, I built some structures, and everyone borrows my stuff. I decided that the base needed a railway to spawn, which I spent most of Beta 1.1 and 1.2 building. In this version, rail orientation was bugged and I had to build minecart boosters like this. They're incredibly rail intensive and they don't always work. Hey, congrats, it's Beta 1.3 and the rails are fixed, so now I get to replace all the boosters. Anyway, rail's done, and I'm making cake, and you should join the server. Oh, and also,